Is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. My name's Lee Honish. This is live. It is a Thursday. I'm assuming you can hear me well. It's always just my blind guess, especially if nobody responds. There's a little button that'll raise and lower your hand. Kay is on it. Thank you. There's also a question and answer bar. I got that open. Thank you, Manya. And I'm showing my screen. Let me see what you're seeing. We're good to go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. Thank you for responding and letting me know that you're here. We're talking about how to get listings in a cold market. I mean, that's the bottom line. This market is cold. It's frozen up. And it's very specific. I want to pay attention to what I'm doing. Make sure I know what's coming next so I can provide you the best content. All right. So, everybody, I'm here to hopefully fuel you and shift you into 2019 so that you can start getting new listings. I mean, that's ultimately the bottom line of this webinar. My promise is to teach you guys niche marketing. We're specifically going to talk about working with homeowners that have missed payments. It is a niche that will not have any cause and effect based on the current market conditions. I think there's too much competition for expireds, canceleds, probate, divorce, and FSBOs. That's my opinion. I am somebody who actually uses what I'm showing you, and I believe any of you can implement this into your own systems and into your own lives so that you guys can start generating a new listing every month. For those of you who don't know me, hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Whenever you're watching this, who knows? My name's Lee Honish. That is me. That is my daughter. I am a divorced single dad. And I bet you guys are a lot like me. The reason I'm in real estate and the reason I enjoy working in real estate is because it affords me the luxury of being able to wait in line to pick up my daughter from school. I'm trying not to sound bitter about it. Vacation's over. I think waiting in that pickup line is the most absurd waste of time that I could personally think of ever. I mean, just to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to guess you guys enjoy real estate because it does allow that free time to allow you to spend more time with the people you care about. A little bit about me. I started in 1988. That's about 31 years ago based on my math. I started working doing asset management and foreclosures for Beneficial of California. I then went on to work for GMEC Homecomings. I then got a real estate license, learned how to build houses, and did that for a while in Southern California. Because of my unique skill set and my connections, I was asked to go to work at IndyMac Bank, first in the home construction lending division, building, fixing, and flipping houses, basically for a bank. And then the market turned, right? Through a series of events, including a divorce, a little bit about me, I wound up working in Pasadena, and I was in the HELOC division. And talk about right place, wrong time, I guess, in real estate history. That's when foreclosures started to happen. And I asked the person who directed the department at that time, a very simple question. Do you have people to cope with this problem? Do you have any asset management and any asset managers? Like, this is profit and loss analysis. This is a big deal. And she goes, no, we're just a collection department. And so I became the head of loss mitigation for IndyMac Bank's HELOC division in 2007. And I did that for about 3 years. That's about how long they went on. Plus or minus. I mean, depending on when I started, I think 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that range. That's when we saw the first ones. It wasn't so bad. It escalated to about 2007 before they went out of business. And then a company approached me, called Short Sale Genius, and they asked me to do an event. I taught short sales and how banks really do them to about 1,000 people down in San Diego at the convention center. And the rest, they say, is history. I wound up traveling across the country from 2007 to 2010, teaching people how to do short sales for this company called Short Sale Genius. And during that time, my daughter was very small. She didn't seem to notice that I was gone that much. I did miss a lot of things. But in 2010, I will absolutely never forget it. I was leaving on a daddy-daughter visit to go on the road for like a 2-week stint. And she broke down. And that was basically the last time I did it. I was done. And so I decided, for me personally, I was going to get back to what I enjoyed doing the most, which is getting listings and generating income through real estate and not through speaking. And I had to start, just like all of you, at the very bottom. And I can safely tell you this, and I'll talk about it a little bit later on. I spent thousands of dollars trying to find a way to get face-to-face. And today I'm going to share with you the experience and the investment of time. That it's a marketing system that I use myself called the Monster Marketing System. It's how I generate my own listings. It has generated literally hundreds of thousands of dollars for me and for my family. It's easy to implement. Any person on this call can do it. And I'm happy to share that with you today. I now have coaching students as well as listings that come in. I still do speak. I've now been viewed more than 1 million times on the World Wide Web. I have been literally in front of tens and thousands of real estate agents. I think my greatest accomplishment over the last 8 or 9 years of coaching has been the fact that I've been named one of the most innovative marketers in America. I'm in a very small niche teaching you guys how to do my marketing specifically for real estate and being recognized as one of the key marketers in the United States, just working in real estate. I'm not selling websites. I'm not selling SEO. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I teach people marketing for real estate listings specifically. And I've identified specifically how that is done. Again, investing all that time and spending the last 8 years perfecting it, I can share with you working specifically on one niche, like a doctor or a lawyer with a specialty, right? And narrowing it down to something that I'm comfortable with, which is distressed homeowners, people who've missed payment. I am able to generate listings on a consistent basis because it's not based on the market conditions. Does that make sense to all of you? Those of you that checked in? I'm a little ADD, so I try to stay on point as much as I can. Is that where you guys are? You're just looking for some, straightforward approach? Yes? Good. Thank you for checking in. So, on today's webinar, I'm going to teach you a tried and true method. I'm going to show you how to make a list, right? There's actual content in this webinar. I'm going to show you how to go out and do my form of marketing called Monster Marketing. I'm going to show you literally in detail, right? And then I'm going to show you some closing techniques that I use at the door and why I specifically work with distressed property owners. So let's talk about the current market conditions really quickly, right? Can you imagine being an agent, investor, realtor, whatever terminology you want to use, back in 2005, 2006, and you start to look at a market that has extended sales slump, right? You're looking at the number of homes with negative equity start to climb. And lastly, you're seeing fraud in loan origination starting to increase. These are the three primary dictators that will indicate the amount of foreclosure activity, people in distress, people who've missed payments in the coming months and or year. Well, what you're looking at isn't 2005, 2006, or 2007 for that matter. You're looking at information from last quarter. The mortgage origination was third quarter. They haven't come out with fourth quarter yet. It'll still be on the climb. And let me address each one individually. We already know sales slump is going to extend. We know that because origination apps are down. Pending sales are down 7.7%. We're going to see this as a consistent thing going into 2019. If your market is good, I'm going to say this because real estate is localized to individual markets. If your market is good, fantastic. It does not change the number of people that are currently missing payments in your market. I'm only concerned with the general market because the general market dictates how real estate agents behave. Okay? And the general market right now, I can't even tell you what everybody's behavior is based on the actual data that's occurring. Okay? It's like everybody's standing around waiting for the summer to happen, like something magical, like we're going to drop interest rates to 4%, bring back no-doc loans. That's not going to happen because of Dodd-Frank, right? We put these restrictions in place. What you're going to see are institutional companies. We've already seen this. Blackstone's increasing the amount of fund to start buying homes. They're seeing a decline in value, so they're going to start buying up. The reason I'm telling you all of this, traditional means of marketing and method are dictated by the general market. If you are not working in a niche that has a very specific lead flow, right, then you are going to struggle to get listings. I'm not saying you're not going to get referrals. I'm just telling you that the traditional forms of marketing are going to suffer in the coming year based on the current market data. It's more of the same, if not worse. They keep saying that the values will increase. Great. That's going to increase mortgage fraud because when people can't afford homes, they're going to start doctoring their documents so that they can show on paper that they can afford it. They will increase their loan to value ratios. It might not be documented, but third quarter is clearly indicating that people are showing more income than they are actually making. That's a fact. We know sales are struggling, right? We just all know this. In fact, sales are struggling so bad and the prices are so high, we're watching inventory come back up. That's crazy. Okay? And the biggest thing is the slide in many of the metros in negative equity. You're looking at a report that has already been compiled. There are over 4 million homes that are in negative equity. How long before these people decide that they're going to do what's called a strategic default? Right? If the market turns badly and that becomes homeowner perception and they have negative equity, what's to keep them from stop paying, right? And to request a modification of terms. We've trained them that way since 2010, right? When they really instituted loan modifications. If this is all over your head, don't worry. I'm really just doing this, so that you really understand the technical aspects of all of this. But that's the reality of this market. These are all the factors in play, right? We've got a fluctuating interest rate that's scaring off buyers. It's not scaring off buyers. Oh, wait, we're going to drop it again. We're going to raise it up again. They've done polls. They've done surveys. There is uncertainty in the current market. You would not be on this call if you didn't have uncertainty about 2019. And I'm telling you, these are the factors that are staring me in the face. The bottom line, do I think it's a bubble? Because that's the question I get asked. No, I don't think it's a bubble. But I do think we're going to see an increase in people defaulting on their home loans. It's just inevitable. All of the factors are there. There's going to be an increase. Fortunately, the documentation is better. I don't think there will be a slide or a collapse. So feel good about that. But if you're asking me as a guy who can pull expireds or pull the number of people who've missed payments in a particular city, I'm in Southern California. Great market, great values, great everything. I'm just telling you that I can go into the city behind me and pull more names of people who've missed payments than I can pull for people who are expired. Does that make sense? That's why I focus on it. So I have to compete with other real estate agents. Fortunately, nobody really focuses on the direct marketing of how to get face-to-face or how to generate an actual listing. To generate an actual listing, the time that I invested when I was a real estate professional, starting back in whatever it was, the 90s, it's the same today. It's the same today, right? The only difference now is that we've added the internet, right? So let's take these individually. For those of you that think Facebook ads or generating leads online is going to be your big ticket to generating new listings in 2019, if you think you can compete with Zillow, Redfin, purple brick. Congratulations. You're a better person than me. I know that I cannot. Zillow has moved into yet another city with their Insta offers. They've already run surveys. They're already flipping properties, so they're doing them on the cheap. It's not a good system. It was literally designed, like this second phase of Zillow seems to be designed to get properties at a discounted, like this buying thing they're doing is to buy properties on the cheap, sell them to their investors so their investors can fix them up and sell them again back through Zillow. It's quite fantastic, what's going on. I don't know how it meets their bottom line or what their percentage in all of this is, but that's a real thing that you can go out and Google and find out the information on right now with the web. So if you don't think that they're literally pouring millions of dollars into the United States for click markets on Google and Facebook and Twitter, you're wrong. They do. They are. And they're taking money from all of us to literally buy them as a lead source. It's an awesome model. I'm not competing with them. That leaves me door knocking, cold calling, and mailers. I'm not a big fan of door knocking. I'll talk about it later. But let's just say you had a $20 an hour job. For those of you who door knock, let's just say you had a $20 an hour job. And you're literally investing 20 hours a week. Because if you're a door knocker, you're putting in at least 20 hours. You should be. You should be putting in 4 to 5 hours per day, knocking on doors, during that sweet spot time of, 3 to 8. And going out and meeting people and trying to generate a lead source. Cold calling, same thing. I only put in a couple of hours when I was doing it. But again, I didn't like the lead source. I didn't like the way that the lead, so much about it I don't like. And then there's mailers. For any of you who've done mailers, hats off to you. And if you've generated an actual listing from mailers, good for you. To this moment, 30 years in, 31 years in, I have literally never generated a listing from a mailer. I've generated phone calls. I've generated some face-to-faces, but I have never generated a listing from a mailer. I've tried postcards. I've tried $1 pieces. When I started in 2010, I did stuff on the cheap. I did the smallest postcard I could buy with the cheapest stamp I could buy and did it on a 2-week cycle to the same addresses and got nothing. And it was literally thousands of dollars invested. So I don't know where you are. I don't know how you do your lead gen. And I hope you're really in a program that provides you coaching and you're confident in your conversion skills or what happens at the door. But the reality is you can have all the coaching from the best coaches in the world, and it's not going to do a thing for you unless you actually have somebody to physically talk to face to face. Most people in real estate do these 4 forms of marketing. It is predictable. It is drowning out the rest of us. And it's being done by 1.5 million real estate agents, probably about 1 million real estate investors. And now you're talking about corporations who can spend big dollars on these things as well. It's really difficult. And they focus on expireds, canceleds, probate, divorce, and FSBOs. Again, why do I like working in a niche with homeowners that have missed payments? They have very specific structure. They have very specific needs. I can provide specifically to that niche. Again, like a doctor or a lawyer, and be able to zero in on them straight ahead. On the screen in front of you are 5 people just like yourself. Literally. In the upper left, somebody who got 2 listings in 10 days. Over on the far right is a top producer. And the far bottom right is somebody who was brand new in real estate. Over on the left bottom, a cold caller and a door knocker. And in the center, somebody who was relocating to a new area. The reason I'm sharing those stories with you right now, okay? And I'll explain a little bit more about them a little bit later on. They were on a webinar just like all of you. These are regular people just trying to get listings. What I'm teaching you isn't done just by me. It's done by these people. I could fill the screen with a 9x9 and show you 81 different people in different markets. I think it becomes tiresome from a presentation standpoint to do that. The reality is this covers the gambit of everybody at every phase, where you are, right now. And I'm going to share with you exactly how they generated listings by doing niche marketing. So if you're struggling to get listings in the current market, and if you are willing to accept some, if not all of the factors making real estate difficult, I would like to suggest to you a method that is provided for me and for my family for the last 8 years. It is niche marketing for homeowners that have missed payments. That's it. Let's not get caught up on, do they have an NOD? Do they have a notice of sale or auction? Let's call it exactly what it is. I am targeting and looking for listings from people who have missed their payments. So don't worry, I'm going to show you a solution for niche marketing for those homeowners that will create an endless supply of listings. Not only that, it will position you as an expert, like a doctor or a lawyer, with a specialty, right? With that expertise, with the tangible gifts you already have of being, trustable and likable. That's why you're in the business at the end of the day. It's not how much you know about real estate. There's always somebody who knows more about real estate. But if you're positioned as the expert and your ability to connect and engage homeowners is genuine, you will be very successful. You just need to implement a system. First person I'd like to introduce is Randy Kishore. As I said, he is somebody who relocated. He moved from Central California to Orange County with no new leads, and in 3 weeks he got 3 listings totaling over $75,000 in commission. Monster Marketing works. Just do it. All right. I'd like to ask all of you a favor. Forget everything you know about really, really, really hard marketing, and just plug in. I'm going to give you my 3-step process. I'm going to share with you right now. I'm lazy. I'm easily distracted. I'm ADD. I'd much rather be, doing something with my daughter, to be perfectly honest. Golf and stuff and a couple of arcade games. She's a teenager now. She doesn't want to hang out with me as much. Just being honest. But I'd much rather be watching Netflix and binge watching something and relaxing than going out to get listings. So I needed an approach for me and one that I could share in a system, right? That's what I did in 2010. I went out, I spent thousands of dollars trying to find a method, and I genuinely had to create my own way to generate face-to-face appointments. So these are my 3 steps. Step 1, identify. Make a list of people who actually need to list and sell their home. Step 2, monster market. Go out and do monster marketing. I'm going to show you in detail how that process works and why it is so unique. There is nothing else like it in the business, and I am literally the only person who guarantees face-to-face results. And step 3, list. Meet with the homeowners, guaranteed. That's it. Even if you don't have any door conversion skills and you are brand new, right? It is almost osmosis. If you meet with enough people face to face, you will actually get listings. This is Steve Hawks, #1 realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada, has the biggest sign, and I think every agent in that town hates him because of it. He called Monster Marketing one of the most effective systems on the market. Anybody can reach people. With this system, you can connect with people, and that's an important set of words. You can connect with people. With this system, you can reach 1,000 homeowners a week, but what good is it if you don't connect? And I agree with him, right? So I'm coming in, I'm positioning, and I am making myself an expert. If you imagine being a top realtor and you are somebody who is already generating leads and listings right now, this is adding more arrows to that quiver. Systems are what makes listings. That's the bottom line. So I will share with you my distress listing formula. It's very simple. I am going to find 36 homeowners that have missed a payment. I am going to go put marketing on 36 homeowners' houses. 6 of those homeowners are going to call. 3 of them are going to request a face-to-face appointment. And for me, that will generate 1 listing. That's based on my skill set and my door conversion rate, right? I have agents who actually do a lot more, and it boggles my mind on coaching calls when they tell me their conversion rate and their face-to-face conversion rate. Like, it's mind-boggling. Some areas have a higher response rate. Doesn't matter. All of this is data that I can use to keep my drip line going, to put in. I don't know what your formula for success is in real estate. I'm going to share with you mine and why this seems like such small numbers. What's the least amount of work I can do to generate a listing every month? Can you scale it up? That's the question I get all the time. Of course you can. Why can't you? This is built for me. I need something dummy proof. I am an idiot. I am lazy. I accept these things about me. So when I laid out this approach for myself so that I could follow it again and again on a consistent basis, I had to make sure that it was simple and easy enough to do. So I'm going to share with you that process. And this is where I check in with all of you. There is a button that will raise and lower your hand on the screen. I'm going to be actually using a live screen and doing this for you guys live. By a show of hands, you guys all still with me? See how many I actually get. 2 of you out of this many. 3. I'm always, when guys and gals who do this for a living, who do presentations, they never give out the actual numbers of people who raise their hand. I do. I always want to know what the other people are doing. I was just on another webinar in my car listening to one, and I felt bad. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hear and can hear. Thank you. You guys with me on all this? Having struggles, difficulties, all of that kind of stuff? You guys are okay? All right, so here's how it works. I'm going to go step by step. This is what we deem. I'm going to pull the curtain back for just a little bit. I assume, by a show of hands, this isn't your first webinar, right? I want to see if there's anybody who's actually on a first webinar ever in their life. I've never met that person. Okay. So, by a show of hands. Okay, here's the next question. By a show of hands. Generally speaking, is it your experience? Thank you. I'm closing it. You keep popping it back up. All right. Here's the question. Is it your general experience being on a webinar that mostly it's fluffy crap led into a sales pitch that doesn't show anything tangible? And if you're super frustrated and want to just raise your hand or write a big hell yeah in the big question bar as well. Yes. Thank you. All right. I'm going to pull back the curtain. We're going into the actual content. Okay. The reason everything else is around this is because I got to fill time. So it's a 1-hour webinar because the process is literally that simple that I can teach it to you in 15 minutes on the screen. Got it? I've been doing this for now 9 years. I have countless coaching students. Okay. That were all just like you on a webinar one day. So, let's do this, shall we? Step 1. Hopefully now that you've changed your mindset and have decided to work in pre-foreclosure properties, because that's the correct terminology. If you prefer the word mispayment, I'm okay with that. And you've decided to become an expert, to position yourself like a doctor or a lawyer with a specialty. Okay? You need to easily select homeowners that have missed payments. Feel free to write this down. Pro tip, write this down. There are 3 ways to get your hands on data. Okay? 3 ways. Number 1, you can call your title rep. If it's not a RESPA violation, get it for free. Ask them for whatever they can get their hands on. Any defaulted data in your market. I don't care when the sale date is. I don't want REOs and foreclosures. There's nothing you can do about it. They've already been bought. They've already gone to a corporation. They're not even a part of inventory anymore. They've gone off into the vast abyss. Okay? Everybody got it? Number 1 is title company. Number 2, you can go down and pull the data for yourself. It's public information. You can go down to your local county recorder's office or whatever courthouse, however your state or county does it. The 3rd method, you can use a third-party provider. And there are 2 that I recommend. There are 2 that I show on my webinar. They cover the country. The first is Property Radar. I specifically like them for California, Arizona, Nevada, and Florida. I think I got them all right. Okay? And again, they give you a free trial. I can't stress this enough. Theirs is a 3-day plan. That's long enough for you to pull data and look in your individual market to see if they're right for you. The other, by the way, I don't make a dime from these people. I'm not going to give you a code. There's no login. In fact, I talked to the Property Radar people. They told me what a referral rate would actually be for them. That's a lot of work. I'm not in that business. Just being honest. It's a company that I use personally. I don't even get it for free. I pay my monthly fee. You never know. I might have to fire them one day. The second is Realty Track, who I have worked with literally for the past 8 years. They've spoken at my events. I'm fortunate enough to get the vice president of that company to come and speak at my events. They do my coaching calls. They are generally the most widespread company of the two. They offer a 7-day trial. If you're asking me which of the two I like them both. I don't have a problem with either one. This one just happens to come with a 7-day trial. Everybody got it? Everybody good at this point on where to get the data by a show of hands? That's step one. We're still in step one. All right, good job. Now I'm going to give you actual search parameters. Okay? Don't care what you use. This is the data I want. I want all properties. I don't care if they're notice of default, notice of sale, auction date, list pendants, whatever terminology you use. I don't care. All non-REO properties. No bankruptcies. One does it, one doesn't. I'm not going to get into specifics of which will do what searches. Preferably, this is my search. Anything that is not an REO. No bankruptcies. This is a big one. Owner occupied. That's a must. I don't know why we ever do marketing to properties that aren't owner occupied. Why would you even send a mailer to a property that isn't owner occupied? I don't know. Right? And with Property Radar, I can't say specifically. I'm going to remove all that are currently listed. Right? I don't want to have to add crazy verbiage or do any, like, I don't want to step on anybody's toe. I don't want to do that. Everybody got it. Does everybody have that information? That's the data you want to pull. That's the sweet spot. If you left this webinar right now, I literally gave you a lead source. Everybody got the lead source and how to get it. One person. If you have questions, ask right now, because if you don't have the data, it will not work. I want to open my Excel file and show you what the data will look like when you get it. I have a Property Radar pool from a few years ago. I'm sure it will be helpful to all of you. Where are you? File, home, open. This is a real live webinar. Everybody good at this point, by the way? Can't believe I just showed a Chase calculator. How funny, huh? Okay. Documents. No. I can't find it. I can't find it. I can move on, but I want you to see what the data looks like. Right? Really? Are you recording? So yeah, absolutely. I know that I talk fast as well. Really? It shouldn't be in my Dropbox either. You're welcome. There, orders. Should be correct. Did I get it right? No, I did not get that. Oh well, I don't know why that didn't come up. I'm disappointed. Oh, there it is. After all that. All right. So here's what a Property Radar report looks like. It'll be the same for a title company. It'll be the same for, you won't get it if you pull the data yourself. I don't honestly know what it would look like if you went down to get the info yourself. But title data and property radar and realty track all look the same. They have a unique identifier in the first column. You don't need it. Delete it. Okay? I like to keep the APN. I don't keep the county and the address, the city, state, zip. I don't even need the state, but I'll keep it for this sake. This is a complete name. I have never understood this in my entire life. I don't know why. But this much data is what causes those databases to be so wonky. So I got their first name, I got their last name. The rest of all of this information, okay, is great if you're trying to determine what their loan to value ratios are. If you're an investor on this call, that's how you figure out free and clear properties. If they're underwater, I don't care if they have equity or they don't have equity. I care about getting the listing. Okay. Let me make it abundantly clear. So the rest of this stuff doesn't matter to me. Don't care. Superfluous data, as they say. Okay. So when I'm done, I should have a list of 36 homeowners in a specific market. I tag I do marketing to high end and low end. I can tell you that median priced homes tend to convert a little easier for me. So if this list were, say, 60, 70, or 100, and that happens in a couple of markets, I will go back over to home price, and I will go after the median price. Does that make sense? By a show of hands, you guys can all get to this. You can see yourself doing this. You're fired up. You can go pull data. Only one of you. I've lost the room already. 2 of you. 3 of you. There you go. Thank you. All right. Simple enough. Good job. Thank you, Pam. Step 1 is complete. Okay? Step 2. I bet you guys are a little bit like me. Do you get scared meeting new homeowners? I do. Don't worry. With this system, you're not going directly and engaging the homeowner. You're just going to place a marketing piece that I have designed called the Monster Marketing Piece directly on the property. Okay. Let's go back to this. Monster Marketing Pieces are printed on Avery 6464s. Just to give you an idea of how small the marketing piece is. They come 6 to a page, just like this. If the photo will come up, my internet shouldn't be that slow. There we go. All of you can order these. All of you can get these and print these out. This is a tested and patented marketing piece that I've been using and sharing for the last now 9 years. All right? So I'm going to print them out. I'm going to put my marketing piece, print them out. There will be some unique identifiers on the front that will prompt the homeowner to call for more information. That means I've got to place that label, we call it tagging, onto the physical property. We teach with Root Excel. So, again, being the laziest guy in the room, I only put out 12 marketing pieces, 2 pages of tags per day. Got it? I'm going to copy 12 addresses. Takes about an hour to go out and put up marketing. So I'm going to import, right-click, and paste those 12 addresses, then click the import button. And the program will do its work. Pretty simple, right? Then, once it's done, making and posting, I realize putting all of them in and generally putting them all into a tighter grouping makes more sense, which it does. It's the sake of a webinar and showing that you can do this and get it up and running in just a couple of minutes. Hit Find Root. Now, first question. Does everybody understand what I just did? Two. I'm at 2. I feel like I've lost half the room on this one again. Thank you for participating and raising your hands. All right. Second question. Thank you, Christy. And Maynard. All right. Mangyard. Manya. Sorry. No, there's a Mangyard and a Manya. Very perplexing. All right. So here's the question. I need you guys to visually see this. All right. Can you see yourself getting into a car with a couple of lists and some stickers? You're not talking to the homeowner. You're not going to knock on the door. You're going to drive to a property. Picture this. Okay, I'm trying to this is visualization. You're going to drive to the house, get out of your car, and break everything that you know about real estate and not engage the homeowner and just place this marketing piece on either the front door, the garage door, or the outside of the mailbox. Can you all handle that? Show of hands. Good. Because that's literally the hardest thing you have to break to make this work. Don't engage the homeowners. I don't want to get into the technicalities of individual marketing, but trust me, you don't want to do that. All right. So by design, that marketing piece is going to prompt the homeowner to call for more information. That call will go to a call center. That call center has a script that will explain that I want to come over to them and talk to them about their loan modification and alternatives to foreclosure. Got it? Does everybody know the number one alternative to foreclosure? And the only reason we're all talking? Anybody know? I'm just wondering if anybody does. I've never posed the question. Not mod. It's not the number one. It's what everybody does. But I'll cover yours in a second, Kay. Anybody else? So saying modification is kind of the most normal thing I hear, Kay, from most people. And I'll cover it. Kay, I'm assuming you've worked with people who've missed payments. Have you? Then you know the, and you have as well, Christy. Okay, here's the number one question. Then you must know the truism of asset management. I'm going to teach this to everybody. Is it not true to say people who don't pay, don't pay? Thank you, Kay. So the reason I am saying that to all of you, for those of you who've never worked with distressed property owners or people who've missed payments, people who don't pay, don't pay. I've been doing it for 31 years. People who don't pay, don't pay. So what's the point of giving them a modification? That means that the number one alternative to foreclosure is the sale of the property. I don't care if it's by the bank, right? Or with your help. But the number one that nobody ever seems to talk about, the number one alternative to foreclosure is selling your house. Either you're going to list and sell it, or the bank is going to list and sell it. That's powerful information. You're not going to go on an expired appointment and have that same kind of positioning. It doesn't happen in any other niche, doesn't happen in any other genre. It just does not happen. There are two definite outcomes for a very high percentage of people you meet. Did I hit it on the head for you, Kay and Christy? I don't know why everybody doesn't work on distressed property owners. I'm just fascinated constantly when people don't. So that just means that I'm going to get appointments. So let me share this with you. There are two types of people in real estate. There are those who work insane hours doing the same thing over and over again, looking for a result from bad marketing, missing their child's baseball game. I don't know, not going to South Beach or Las Vegas in my particular case, one of my favorite places, right? It's also the definition of insanity. And number two, and it is my experience with my day-to-day business and the people that I work with, there are those who take advantage of proven systems, the way the market's running, to succeed and get listings. That's it. There's no secret sauce. If I do this marketing that works 24/7, year-round, any condition, I can do it in the middle of the night, I can do it in the early morning, I can do it during the middle of the day, I can do it in the afternoon. I tend to push people not in the afternoon or early evening because that's when people are coming home, and I don't want you to engage the homeowner. But literally, except during door knocking hours. Does that make sense? Which is like 3 to 8. Up till about 3 and anytime after 8. you're not going to encounter a homeowner. That's it. They don't want to see, most of them don't want to see you. They don't want to talk about their house anyway. So let's just find the people that are going to sell their house. That's the way I like to look at it. So that means go meet, go list, go engage. There are only two things that are going to happen at the front door when you meet somebody who has missed payments. Okay? Only two. So let's cover the good one first. They're ready to sell their house because they've exhausted all their resources. That's number one. The second thing that will happen at the front door, for those that are not ready to list and sell their house, the only other thing that will happen, and Christy and Kay know this, I got it handled. I'm going to win a lottery. My wife's getting out of the hospital. I'm going back to work next week. I found a rare penny that's worth $1 million. I got a modification from the bank. I've got an attorney. All of the above, right, Kay? Like, I've heard it all. And as an asset manager, I can tell you this from a banking point. I have heard the craziest things of how people have got it handled. And this is before modifications. Now it's just, I got a modification, I got an attorney, I got it all handled. All right, let's go back to a truism. Right, Kay? People who don't pay, don't pay. Okay? Just because you give them a modification and they get all cleaned up and spiffy in their life means they're not going to pay. So if you guys are all wondering, because I promised you some really cool conversion stuff at this exact moment, I'm going to teach you something really cool. How many of you, by a show of hands, actually work with people who've missed payments or have worked with distressed property owners at least once or twice? All right, good. I got a good group. 4 of you. All right. The rest of you, don't worry. I've been doing it so long, I've got the scripts and I got the package. Thanks, Pam. Ready? I'm going to teach you my personal conversion. So, this is how it works. You knock on the door. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. I'm here to talk about this and your alternatives to foreclosure. And they go into their big speech, right, Kay? I got it all handled. I got an attorney. I'm suing the bank. I'm doing backflips. I'm winning the lottery. I got this all covered. Okay? Did I cover it all? That's a catch-all for what will happen at the front door. Most people are nice. They invited you over for the conversation, right? With the boxes in the background. That's actually funny. Okay, let's make this clear. They invited me over. The way my system works, they find the marketing piece. They went inside. They called for more information. The call center and my script explains that I'm going to come over and talk about their loan mod and alternatives, right? They know why I'm coming over. They're also capturing their email, their cell phone, right? I'm confirming my appointment before I show up so that I actually have an appointment. Why waste my time? I'd rather be sitting in school waiting for my daughter to get out of class for an hour, right? I got to do these things. These are real divorced dad stuff. Got to go do that, right? So I'm not going to go to somebody's house who hasn't been confirmed, right? So I got to confirm all these things. They know why I'm coming over. They know what I'm going to talk about. That's really important. And yet every time I talk to them, I got it all taken care of. No need to come by. So now I'm going to teach you a conversion. Okay? With the limited amount of time I have. I'm going to teach you my conversion. Ready? I think it's great that you've got it all worked out. I really do. I only have one question. What's your plan B? I mean, like, what if you don't get your loan mod or you're not able to pay back the bank or make your payments in the future? I mean, seriously, what are you going to do if you're not going to sue the bank and win, or your lawyer ducks out on you? I mean, what's your plan B? Everybody who works with this kind of property understand that by a show of hands? It's a very powerful conversion. That's not a throwaway series of lines. That was actually taught 5 years ago at one of our masterminds. And I have been teaching it as often as I humanly can because I really want you guys to work with distressed property owners. I think they're getting a lot of bad information from guys who work at banks because I know I'm one of those guys. The bank wants the homeowner to trust them. That's why even attorneys don't want them calling the bank or talking to real estate agents. Right? A realtor is the only advocate in this situation. Your job is to go there and either one, get the listing on the spot, or two, be an advocate and give them good information. But what does that do more importantly? It makes me top of mind. If I tell them to go call the bank, and the one that I get all the time, I'm not in foreclosure. That's the one I love. I'm not actively in foreclosure. Well, then we have a problem, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. We have a serious problem, right? We need to sit down right now and call the bank. I'll sit here with you. I'll tell you what to ask them. But you need to find out. Public records are indicating you're actively in foreclosure. So whoever told you this is all handled, you've got a loan mod, you are all approved, is not giving you the full story. So if I can create expertise, like, and trust on my first appointment, and my first appointments on average are 30 minutes or greater. Okay? If they are less than that, you are not engaging your clients correctly at the door. They invited you over. It's a conversation. They know it's going to be a conversation. Statistically, because I've run surveys on this, because I am crazy, okay, and I read a report on this, when somebody schedules an appointment like that, they're expecting it to be anywhere from 20 minutes to about an hour of their time. So if you're doing it, if you haven't gotten past 90 seconds to the 20-minute on your current face-to-face appointments, then you're not converting. You're selling. I'm not here to convert. I'm here to engage and create a lifetime client. I am their advocate. I want to be top of mind. So when they don't pay, which they statistically don't do, I'm going to be their first call for the listing. And that generates a listing pipeline. And that's how I get my listings. It's literally that simple. This is Nino Sabroso, who got 4 appointments his first week using the Monster Marketing System. 2 of those appointments actually turned into listings within 10 days of using the product. Again, I want you guys to picture an endless supply of listings on a very simple and easy drip line. Please remember that the top producers all have systems in place. This system is easy. You really have to forget everything you know about hard marketing. Make a list. Do monster marketing. Do any marketing. Insert your own marketing at that moment. Go out, put up marketing. I can't believe I actually have to say that on coaching calls. And 3, meet with more homeowners face-to-face to get listings. That should be your recipe for 2019. For those of you that are brand new and you're frightened to work with people who've missed payments on their property, this is Susan Sayeedi. As a brand new broker, she followed the system and in her first week got 5 face-to-face appointments. That got her comfortable. The second week, she got 7. Now she was getting really comfortable with the face-to-face. After 3 weeks of doing the program, she got her first listing. That's the point. The quicker you get them under your belt, the quicker you will be successful. And it's important. Beginners can be just as successful, if not more, and I'll tell you why. You don't have any bad habits. Like if I tell you not to engage the homeowner and just go put the marketing piece on their house, you'll do better. You won't. I understand traditional marketing and how hard it is to break it. As I said before, put out 36 marketing pieces, you'll get 6 calls, and then 3 face-to-face appointments. Manya. So exactly what is on the Avery 6464 label, or is it an envelope? It is not an envelope. It is a marketing piece that I created from scratch in 2010. There you go. Glad I could answer it. It's designed to generate a response. That's marketing speak for it's a proprietary and trademark marketing piece that I have created. This is Marianne Schmelz, who is a cold caller and a door knocker. Having homeowner call her instead of her chasing her leads was a complete turnaround in her business. She went from 0 listings to 17 because of monster marketing. Again, regular people just like you having radical and dynamic, literally supernatural shifts in their existing business that you can all experience as well. All right. It's that point in the webinar. I would like to give you 3 options at this point. Number 1, you can go out and use mailers, do door knocking, use cold calling, and get very few leads and compete with every other agent in your market. Forget everything I said. I'm letting you out of the webinar at this point. 2, do nothing. Stay exactly where you are. Again, thank you for coming to the webinar. 3, I would like to invite a few of you to give Monster Marketing a guaranteed try. do whatever is going to be easiest for you. And this is my favorite part of the webinar. By a show of hands, is anybody interested in the system that I have created and the coaching that I have? A couple of you are. Fantastical. Half the room. That's a really good number. All right, cool. So, the first question I'm always asked, what's included with the Monster Marketing System? Again, I hate long pitch webinars. I do. I'm going to get this all done in just a couple of minutes. I actually put more stuff into the base of the webinar. By a show of hands, is it okay if I go for about 10 more minutes and show you everything? Cool. Permission from 2 of you. The rest of you are all bailing in literally 3 minutes. Sorry, that amused me. The Complete Monster Marketing Guide. I don't know why I have one. Everything's digital, but we have one. The complete step-by-step Monster Marketing Manual, where to start, what to use, what to say. Monster is an out-of-the-box system. There is no need to invent or add anything. It is step-by-step, ready to use, and literally easy to understand. If you were to start the program today, you could open this up and start using it tomorrow. It's that simple. The Complete Monster Marketing Archive. It is over 1,000 hours after 9 years. All of our coaching calls, past, present, and future, are archived. We do live streamed events. They are archived. All of our training videos, we do those. All of our webinars, coaching calls, and even I shoot video at all of the live events that I do. We archive them. They are available, and I make sure that they are available to you. I think the biggest thing we're doing right now is sending out a podcast coaching call. Everybody seems to be into the podcast replays. I try to make them more podcasty-like for the first half, and then for the people that are on the coaching call that are there, we give them personal and private time on each of the coaching calls. But it's all archived, and it's all kept and available. To answer Manya's question, the Monster Marketing Piece. While Monster is a marketing approach and system, part of it is actual marketing pieces tested by hundreds of real estate agents and investors. We have 3 different tested marketing pieces. They're easy to print, easy to create, and easy to use, right? Print them out on Avery 6464s. Why? They're repealable. Don't use a permanent label. Tested by hundreds of agents and investors, perfected to get you the best possible result. The call center, right? You're going to put a marketing piece up. It's going to generate into a call center. We have 2 different providers for you to choose from with contact information. On average, those providers are $60 per month by separate contract. That is an additional charge to the Monster Marketing System itself. Why? They're your leads. Does that make sense? That's your number, your 800 number on the call centers, on the marketing piece. It goes into your file. It's personal, it's private, and it's confidential. I do not make money from either one of these companies. I want to point this out. There's a reason for it. I have literally fired 6 different call centers. I don't mind pulling the trigger on call centers at any given moment. I just don't. If they don't pick up in one ring, all of ours are U.S. based. Boy, that was a struggle. They need to pick up in one ring. They need to be able to read the script exactly as we've laid it out. They've got to capture cell phone. They got to capture email. They got to be able to email all that information to you. Got it? That's what it does. These are tested and perfected scripts over the last 9 years. I want them to capture all the cell phone numbers. They needed that technology. That was a problem. Why? Even if they turned down the request for me going over, I've got the cell phone number of somebody who's missed a payment. Doesn't that allow me to do additional forms of marketing? For those of you that are big-time marketers like me, if you can get a cell phone number, that's a big deal. It also captures email addresses. Then they're going to set an appointment based on my free time. I set it every week. Why? My daughter is in the color guard. Sorry. There's not really anything else she could have done. Maybe girls volleyball would have been a little bit better, but she's in the color guard. And I support it. I'm color guard dad. So all the practices, and I'm picking her up. So I set the schedule at the beginning of the week, right? I know what my free time is. That also creates expertise when you're meeting people. When you set an appointment, confirm that appointment, your homeowner's going to be there and they're going to stick and they're going to put you at a higher level. And then all that information is sent to me automatically through my email. The Monster delivery device and delivery method. Monster marketing piece would have little value if not for the way they are delivered. Both the marketing device and delivery method are part of the Monster secret sauce. Again, easy to use, easy to set up, and easy setup of the marketing system itself. do you provide the additional marketing information to follow up with the phone calls that work? Oh yeah, coming up. Hold on, Marianne. Let's just do the initial appointment first, and then we'll talk about all the other pieces that come dangling off. The additional outcome. Yes, I do, of course. So, for all of you, I don't care your skill level. I don't care how many you've closed at the door. If you closed a lot at the door and you work with homeowners already, like Kay and Christy and Pam, that's great. I already know what they want. I already know what you need to deliver. Let's just cut to the chase. And I know what you need to say. So when you're going on your appointment, don't go empty-handed. We put together a monster delivery script and package, which you can tweak to your own niche. That's a tongue twister. Your area, the needs of your prospects, right? So they're customized to you and your area. We've been testing and perfecting these over the last 8 to 9 years. We add stuff. We take stuff out of them. They're discussed on our coaching call. They're easy to learn, easy to print out, easy to deliver. It's about creating a relationship and getting listings. Those are the only two things that are going to happen. You're either going to get a relationship or you're going to get a listing. Okay? So to answer Marianne's question, the follow-up sequence. Good question. Do you provide additional marketing information? Yes. Follow-up is crucial, but following up efficiently is just as important. Monster includes a proprietary and tested follow-up sequence to convert any lead source you get into a listing or referral. Does this answer your question? Email sequencing, voicemail sequencing. We were just talking about email sequencing the other day on the last coaching call. It's a common thing, right? This is about converting and nurturing your leads further down the road. I don't even care if they turn you down, okay? If I've got a phone number and I don't use a fancy CRM. I use an Excel spreadsheet. I just have their information. I pull that data and I nurture that list. I just send emails. I just do sly broadcasts. I don't do anything tricky or particular. There's no bells or whistles. They're going to act in their own time, including the people that turn you down. Did that answer your question, Marianne? And yes, the content you need to provide, of course, is provided. And we have a sequence for it. Now, let's talk about personal one-on-one coaching and mentoring. Many of you have been in other programs and other coaching programs, anywhere from $2,500, $5,000 to $10,000, right? We do a 1-hour startup coaching call to help you get your appointments up and running this week. That's really important, right? This is literally a $2,500 value, and I'm putting it on the low end. It shouldn't be much higher. We give you a personal one-on-one live on-the-screen mentoring session. We show you how to pull the data, how to print out the monster marketing piece, then how to go and get them out, get them up, then customizing your personal scripts, your delivery packages, your personal scripts, and your conversions. That's the most important thing. Go after the low-hanging fruit, the face-to-face appointments. That is really, literally the most important part. Now, we also do group coaching, right? Our group coaching is unique. It is literally the top loss mitigation company in the United States called Home Loan Advocates. We are a mom and pop shop. There are only 3 people who run this program. Okay? I'm on the call. David's on the call. And we coach each and every week. I talk specifically about marketing. He talks specifically about coaching and conversion. But every single week, our coaching program is well worth $1,000 per week just to be on the coaching call. We do accountability, objection handling, data pulling, real specific things on the monster itself. Next week, talking about guest panelists, I'm going to have my friend Robert Fragoso on, who is a very big investor, who will teach you guys how to get both ends of the deal and how to work with an investor specifically. We do case studies, all of it, each and every week, every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So for those of you that are going to take action and invest today, you will be on a coaching call tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Monster Marketing Masterminds. We do a handful of live monster marketing summits and events each year in different cities. Each event has a unique lineup of speakers who are experts in different areas of real estate marketing. The monster marketing system owners all get into these events at no charge. I know that everybody else charges for their masterminds and their big summits and all that stuff. That's great. I don't. We have a venue in Pasadena. It's super friendly on the price, comes with all the bells and whistles. That's where the next one's going to be. It doesn't matter if you're not in California. We live stream the events out across the country. This is literally, of all the things that we offer, this is a priceless value. I've seen masterminds that meet once a month that are $5,000 to $10,000. We do these summits multiple times. If I do a live event, I have people out. We will live stream these. They are archived. We do case studies. I try to get unique speakers, networking, and we do them multiple times throughout the year. Because you will be getting face-to-face, or we will refund 100% of your investment. By a show of hands, if money was no object, how many of you would sign up right now? Good job. But wait, there's more. I just like saying that. I do. It's funny. I'm not sure if this is for all of you, but for those of you looking to ignite your listing engine and increase the amount of help you can make and the help real people that are in distress. These people are genuine, right? I would like to give you some bonuses for taking action on today's call. First, 30 days of unlimited text and email support. Why? Because Manya is going to go on an appointment. She's already done her one-on-one, and she's going to have questions while she's on that appointment, aren't you? I can tell. You're that person. I don't mean that in a negative way. I have a lot of people. Could be Maynard. Could be Beverly. Could be Brian. Could be Steve. Could be P. I don't know. But it happens. So we give you 30 days of unlimited text and email support. It's literally an additional $1,000 in coaching value. Next, I am going to give you every upgrade for life to the system. I am still going to run this at last year's setup. Let me make that abundantly clear. I was supposed to be doing a new pricing structure for the new year because the market's changing. And therefore, I can ask for more money to invest into the program. Those of you that are here on the call today, or even possibly watching the recording, I don't know. It's literally the number and the placement you are when you go to the landing page. Okay? I'll know. Thank God for IP addresses. You're going to get in at our old 50% off of last year's price, right? So we have an online price that's published. You feel free to go look at it at doyoumonster.com. It's a monthly fee. It's an annual fee. It's an investment fee. It's very expensive to go through that funnel. I'm just being perfectly honest. I understand things are tight. I'm sure people have already tried multiple ways of getting into the program. As a huge bonus, I am going to honor last year's deal, which I'm about to present to you. Secondly, I'm going to give you access to our private Facebook group, real-time networking and questions. I think the best way to do support is to find me where I am all the time. I'm in a car waiting to pick up my daughter, probably scrolling through Facebook. I'm always there. The other two people that run this program are there as well. And the final bonus, okay, to immediately start getting listings. The first 3 people to invest, I'm going to make this clear, it's not the next 24 hours. It'll be the next 48 hours, okay? That's still going to put you in, today's Tuesday, right? That'll put you in before Friday, so you could still put out marketing this week. It's not 24, I didn't change the slide. I'm just being honest. Again, I'm going to give you a link. Don't jump off that page. It's going to number it internally so I know where you are. Got it? So when you go in, it's going to number you so I know where you are. And that matters. Especially for those that are going to be watching this on replay or if it's a YouTube video or whatever. Don't let those low numbers or the number of people on this coaching call fool you. The only, I'll honor anybody who watches this or does the training. I'll honor all the bonuses. The biggest bonus I can give right now is how quick I can get you your one-on-one mentoring, right? So first in line is first in line. That's just the way we do things around here. So the first 3 people who actually invest, sign up, fill out the form, right? You will join the program and get you in the first 48 hours. She's at a mobile training, an electronic training event at the moment. That's why I say it. Please remember, Steve Hawks, top producer, Las Vegas, Nevada, calling Monster Marketing one of the most effective on the market to connect and engage. Nino Sabroso getting 2 listings in the first 10 days by using this. Susan Sayetti, who followed the system as a brand new broker and got her first listing in 3 weeks. I wish I knew about that when I was first starting out in the business. Marianne Schmelz, who was a cold caller and a door knocker, going from 0 listings to 17. And one of my favorite stories, relocating from Central California to Orange County without any leads, literally anything. And in 3 weeks, getting 3 listings totaling over $75,000 in commission. That's game changing. Okay. That's life changing. I use the word supernatural, but what else can you use it? I know everybody makes crazy claims. I will make a guaranteed claim. I will get you face to face. Let me explain this. In 2010, before I created Monster Marketing, I had done mailers for 2 months, sent out 5,000 postcards at $0.25 apiece, right? On a 2-week cycle. That's $5,000. Okay. I did door knocking, and if you even consider yourself to be a $20 per hour player, right? At the bare minimum, that's $3,200 over a 2-month period in my time. And cold calling, right? Again, just putting in 2 hours at $20 an hour, because I think I can get that at Walmart or McDonald's right now, right? It's another $1,600. That's an investment of $9,600 and hours to get 0 listings, right? I'm going to give you this program today. One-time fee of $9.97. Open up a link right now. Type in www.leehonish.com right now, because it's going to number your page. All of you, if you're even remotely considering it, type in leehonish.com. I will show you. You will open up a browser right now. You have a unique IP. Once you are in, you are in. There at the top of the page is a webinar that you can rewatch, right? The first 3 who fill out the form will have their one-on-one in the next 24 hours. From there on, it will be about getting your bonuses and other things that I can provide for you based on a numbering system. So it's www.leehonish.com. And if you're wondering what that really, let's just look at it from a simplistic point of view, right? You're going to get a one-on-one mentoring call, a weekly group coaching call, proven and tested marketing system, plus support to get you face to face. It's literally over $10,000 in value in the first month by itself. I'm not going to charge you a monthly fee. I'm not going to charge you an annual fee. It's literally $9.97. No monthly contracts. No, none of that. There's no additional upsell anywhere else. And it's 100% guaranteed. Just imagine the impact you will have on being able to help people and provide for your own family, generating 1 new listing per month. So let's go back to that form one time, just so you can see it. This is right on my website. If you click on the watch now, it's going to open up a YouTube video. The last webinar I did, it will wind up being this one shortly, right? Place your name, your email, your phone number. Lee, is that really your phone number? Yes, it's really my phone number. By the way, at the top of the page, there is the price. There is the 50% off our online listed price. There is a link to our 100% guarantee, just so you are aware of it. It is in writing. My guarantee is simply this, Marianne: if I don't get you face to face, you get your money back. Pretty simple. There's no tricky bells or whistles to it, okay? You either get face to face or your money back. To answer Marianne's question, which I'll get to in a second, which is about her specific area, this is just a form. So I review these forms, Marianne. I don't put people into overcrowded area, and for the city you just discussed, you are good. I would approve your contract. There are a couple of overcrowded areas. I tend to talk to those agents directly and see if they're willing to work in alternative areas. Yeah, I would do it there as well. And I'd probably go a little bit north as well. I still haven't had anybody go from north of there up to about would you go as far as the 91 as well? Like, there's a good corridor in there. I like North Long Beach personally. I think it's a good location. Fill in your name. The charge today is a one-time fee of $9.97. That's it. Not monthly, not yearly, not annually. One-time investment of only $9.97. Your address, city, state, zip code. Scroll down so you guys can see it. Country, for some reason. I think it's the way the form works. Then your credit card information. Expiration date, numbers only. And then the CSS code or the 4 on the front of American Express. And hit submit. This is an actual form. I review each application, make sure you don't have any negative marks on your, with the DRE or any of those things. That's really the biggest thing that I'm looking for. I want a very clean program. I will then run your card manually and then delete your data. That is the best protection I can provide anybody. Literally the best protection. I've tried to figure out a million ways to protect everybody's information on the web. That is the best way I can do it. Just go to www.leehonish. It is a one-time investment of $9.97.